Yo, Jenny Gang, what it do? So it's been a while since I made a video for y'all, like a horror story video, but I have one. Before I get started, make sure you like, share, and comment. For all the new subscribers, welcome. We talk about horror stories that happened to me in concern with my dance career, but sometimes we venture out on other things. But whatever I post, like it. Help me get the algorithm of this page going, and let's go. So a few weeks ago, a guy from Instagram, okay? And when I say a guy, I don't really talk for myself anymore. I have a friend who's somewhat of my agent, and she speaks for me, whether it be electronically or on the phone, okay? So I want to start by saying that the idea that they have is great, okay? It's for a magazine. And it's still a hard copy magazine for inmates, the ones who don't break the rules and do phones and stuff. So their ideas and concepts were great. So I got my agent I said, let me let her talk to you because I want to make sure this is worth me with missing work. It was an opportunity that was not going to be compensated via money. So I let Jess call them and get everything going. It wasn't just him. It's like a group of guys from Charlotte that are doing the magazine. So, they wanted to get some chicks that, of course, you know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. But like some good looking chicks to cover the magazine. And so once my agent talked to them, she said, everything sounds good or whatever, I said, you sure, Jess? Because, this is Saturday night. And I know the gang be needing me on Saturday night. But if it's going to be whenever you do something for free, which I don't do anymore, it has to be some other form of payment. Now, some people will try to get you and say, oh, well, you're getting exposure. No, you can't give me exposure on a brand that's not built yet. So you have to pay me in money. Okay. I don't really like to even get paid in exposure anymore because, who doesn't want to get paid for their work in a time when they already kind of built their platform? Okay, so at any rate, I'm just explaining to y'all why I would be going to this event on a Saturday. It was a photo shoot, and the reason why I didn't decline. So supposedly everything was all good. He's working with the teams like him and his cousin, I guess a few more. But the payment for the exposure, guys, was supposed to be me shooting alongside Duchess Inc. and some other girl who's really, really popular on social media. But since I don't really know her like that, I'm not going to really throw her name in this mix. But we'll get to that later because she wasn't there once we got there. Okay. So the day of, I had plans to get my makeup done, which I did. Me and my agent, she was going to ride up there with me because, I really didn't have anybody to go with to the shoot. It was going to be a photo shoot. Photographer, great looking photographer, good work. He was coming from somewhere up north. I don't have any gripe with him because he had nothing to do with this. But the shoot was supposed to start at like 6 o'clock that Saturday. So, we get on the road probably about 3:30 because we don't want to be late. So about, I say almost 4 o'clock, we're kind of like passing Pelham Road. If you're from Greenville, you'll know what Pelham Road is. Almost in Spartanburg. They hit us and say the photographer is going to be running late because his plane, they're having bad weather up north, which very well may have been true, but they were pushing the shoot back 3 hours, okay? From like 6 o'clock to like 9:30. I have really no business dealings like that in Charlotte. I'm sure I could have found some, but not at that hour, okay? So we turned around and went back home. I said, let's go out to eat. Let's go eat some king crab. And, in the meantime, we'll just go do some other things while we wait to go to the shoot. So we ended up kind of coming to Charlotte a little bit later than we expected. So if the shoot would have actually happened, I probably wouldn't have got started shooting until about 10:15 because we left a little too late. But mind you, we were on time for the original time, plus me taking my time on a Saturday to go up there and grace this magazine, contingent on the fact that I was going to be shooting alongside Duchess Inc. Okay. So when they called to say that they were going to be late, y'all see I'm getting comfortable now. I'm getting ready to kind of go in. When they called to say they was going to start later, I'm kind of looking at just like, I didn't even like the way the dude sound, okay? He's on the phone, telling us, we're going to get y'all a room, we're going to do this, and this. We didn't want a room because I wanted to get back to this side of town and see if I could salvage the night a little bit and go work somewhere or do something to supplement the income that I was going to be missing. And also, I didn't like because he was the person on the phone. This is not the person that I'm telling y'all about later, but this is the other person that works with the magazine. He was like, yeah, because we was chilling with Future and such last night. Why do you got to brag about chilling with Future? You know what I'm saying? I probably could DM Future and get a response quicker than anyone, that was on the other end of that phone call. So that doesn't impress me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to build myself up the right way. But as y'all can see, sometimes that doesn't really do right. So, y'all, I'm sorry, sitting dressed up. I'm getting ready to go perform my single twerk tonight. So, but anyway, so I ain't even really like the way the dude sound. But I think what happened, from what I can tell, he put a real good fast talk game on my agent, because my agent, not being funny, y'all, she's a lot smarter than me. Okay. That's why you want to have someone that's smarter than you, ahead of you. You don't want to be the person that is doing everything, because I'm supposed to be focused on just being the entertainer. So that's why I let her. But she's like, he don't even sound the same anymore. Like, he's doing a lot of flex and talk. You know what I'm saying? Then the shoot getting scheduled 3.5 hours later. She was like, hey, but at any rate, you already done took off. You got your makeup done. You got your outfits. Oh, yeah, I ordered outfits. Let's just go ahead and do it. So I'm like, okay. So we go back home, eat king crab. We come later. Like I said, we were a little bit late the second time up. So this time when we get there, we get in DMs and calls from another guy who was in a part of the magazine. And if y'all notice, I'm trying not to say their name because I have not figured out how to call people out who do things to me without giving them shine. So I ain't really said their name, but I know that they jocking me. So I just want them to know that I ain't just letting it slide. You know what I'm saying? If y'all DM me, I will tell you who it is, or however you doing, YouTube, message, whatever. So this is a different guy. We'll call him Biggie Smalls, okay? Because to me, he looked like Biggie Smalls reincarnated. Very strong up north accent. Probably New York, I don't know. Somewhere from up there. He's like, yeah, where y'all at? Now, keep in mind, it took us so long to get the address that we were going to be shooting at. They didn't really give it to me till Friday. This is a Saturday. But we just knew it was somewhere in Charlotte. I'm like, we're going to the address that you sent on the DM. Because at this point, my agent don't even want to talk to him no more. I'm talking now. He's like, okay, well, we had wanted to start at 9:30. I'm like, okay, well, we were supposed to start at 6. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to call on me about no time when, y'all know how I'm feeling at this point. Like, yeah, I'm definitely late. I did not mean to. I don't like to be late, but that's how things crumble. Just like how the photographer was all that time late, and I just had to suck it up and deal with it. So I say, the questions was getting kind of little, and like, to me, like he was agitated. I said, well, you got all these questions. I got a question. I said, where's Duchess? Oh, Duchess. Oh, that was a totally separate private shoot. Say what? What do you mean it was a private shoot? I kind of just got quiet because, like, at the moment that he said that, it kind of just reconfirmed everything that we had been thinking all day anyway. That I ain't really feeling doing this anymore. I was just trying to still do it because I went into such preparation mode to be a part of it. I said, okay. So I just got off the phone with him. I went ahead and just started back communicating with the other dude because Biggie Smalls, me and him, we ain't never really had no good rapport anyway. He did thank me for coming and all of that in the middle of the week once he figured out that I agreed to come. But then I also asked about, I said, well, where's the other girl that was, the popular girl was supposed to be coming? Oh, yeah, she never showed up. Okay. So now I'm 100% sure y'all ain't on y'all game and everything that I felt about you is correct. So I got the phone. I said, Jess, I said, we about to go do this shoot. And I said, we're getting up out of here. Normally when I go to a shoot, y'all, I'm very relaxed. I take shots to get myself, a little bit loose. Like not loose like that, but like comfortable to where I'm not like, nervous or whatever. I said, we ain't doing none of that. I said, we're about to get these pictures done and get up out of here. I don't even like the way these dudes are talking. So mind you, just go back for a little bit. Earlier, they were trying to convince us like, hey, I know, you're coming out here to help us out or whatever. Let us get your room. We never said we wanted a room. We didn't really want one before we could even make up our mind and say, do this or do that. They text us back and say, you know what, we went in and got y'all a room anyway. Just get the key when you get there. I'm not staying in no room with no another person's name on it. Like, I'm just not doing it, because even though these hotels these days, when they're good hotels, which it was a good hotel, when they're like that, they have several latches and stuff like that so people can't get in. But I'm not staying in a room with no another person's name like that. I'm just not. I done been booked before and the, room has been like in a business name or the club name. You know what I'm saying? It was a little different. This right here was already kind of shiesty feeling. So I didn't want these dudes booking me no room. Like, I just wanted to go back home and live my life. They did it anyway. So when we get to the hotel, we get my stuff out of the car. We go in there. The lady's like, all I need is a credit card from you. I said, for what? I thought she was going to say incidentals, but I didn't even want to give my card for that because, once again, the trust is broken between me and these guys. She said, well, he said you were taking care of everything. I said, taking care of everything like what? He said, paying for the room and paying for incidentals if something were to happen. I said, nah. So that right there, y'all, now, we're in Charlotte now. We're there. We're at the shoot. We done sucked up every other feeling that we had about these guys. I said, Jess, let's go. I said, let's just go home. I said, let me go figure out something so I can get them. It's Saturday, at this time, like I said, it's probably a little after 10. I said, let's go home. And me and Jess had a conversation, with each other right then. Like, man, we knew these dudes was bugging. Like, we were saying things like that. We didn't say anything like really specific. We were just like, man, we felt like these dudes on some scam. But we're not talking to the hotel clerk. We're talking to each other. So we're like on the way to the car. The hotel clerk, she's an older black lady, and she was cool. I don't think she really meant to get in between the spat. I think she just was listening too hard, or maybe she had a bad feeling about them too, so she was just in our conversation. But we were almost to the car, and she's like, hey, I'm sorry. He said, no, you don't have to pay for it. He was leaving you the key. He just wants you to put your card on file for the incidentals. But by this time, y'all, I'm like, I don't want to be here at all. And we weren't even going to stay anyway. So all of it was pointless. And I was just completely turned off. I said, nah, we good. You know what I'm saying? So we continue on to the car. So we went, about our business, got some good photos of the cute fit I had on and stuff. And the other guy, the original guy who we talked to at first, he called, and I told him, I was like, listen, I had told him how much funds I missed by, not being actively working in some club, and it's kind of too late for me to make that decision. I got my agent with me. So if I do go to work, that means she's got to be there all night. Like, everything was all screwed up. I told him how I felt about it. He was more apologetic and understanding. But Biggie Smalls, let me tell y'all, the next day, I had a voice message in my DM from, Biggie Smalls. And let me play this voice message real quick. Now keep in mind, what he's saying on this message is not even true. Okay, but listen.
I'm gonna make sure people find out about you, little dirty bitch. Don't fucking lie and say we glad you there to do some fucking porn, you little dirty bitch. You lucky I ain't seen you, fucking dirty bitch.
So if y'all didn't hear what he said, he called me a dirty B. Not even supposed to have cursing on YouTube. And y'all already know once the disrespect started. You done already took up my entire Saturday on a BS project. You have already told several lies to get me here and convince my agent that this is worth me being there without compensation. So I ain't gonna read y'all everything, but I was just like, basically, I told him what was on my mind. I told him it was unprofessional. And I'm just like, I'm the same dirty B that you wanted to grace your magazine that you kind of been begging all week long or whatever. So we was going back and forth. But I do want to make a comment on one of his messages. He says, you a groupie B, pole hopping B, and you're mad because you didn't shoot with Duchess. Okay? First of all, I'm not a groupie. I see people all the time that's got money, that's got fame, and I never act out of character. Me getting irritated about her not being a part of the shoot that I was promised that she was going to be in, that's what the shoot was based on. That's why I was taking my time to do it, to be in that light with someone like her. Being a groupie to me is like, oh my God, I want to be up on, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I want to be your friend. I want to, like, nah, it wasn't nothing like that. It was a business move for me. And I don't know if she understands the people that because she's obviously has some type of relationship with them. They done a shoot with her. Or maybe she got paid like how I should have. But I don't really think she knows the nature of these beasts. Like I said, the other guy, really don't have an issue with him other than the fact that he had to know that, yeah, I do have an issue with him. I would say he wasn't disrespectful. He was more professional than Biggie Smalls. But at the same time, if she had a private shoot the entire time, that's not what you told my agent. And the fact that none of the other girls that were supposed to be so mainstream showed up lets you know y'all ain't had this together the way you did. Like I said, I already was itching to cancel when they start flexing about hanging with Future and all of that, because that's not, I mean, it's important, but it's not important. You know what I'm saying? But who a groupie? You know what I'm saying? You bragging about hanging with a rap, that's groupie-ish to me. But hey, I'm just Jenny Gang and I don't really know much. All I know is how to pole hop and be dirty, I guess. But long story short, y'all, I know that these YouTube videos are supposed to be shorter, probably 10, 12 minutes when you're giving the stories, but I had to go into detail and I definitely had to let y'all hear what he said. So after me devoting my time and trying to make their shoot possible and trying to help them out, they didn't stick to the agreement. And then I get a cuss out the next day. This is definitely a horror story for a lot of reasons, but this is why I don't do things for free. I don't do things on the strength, because guess what? If they had paid me a deposit, like how I do on my shows and stuff, all that little extra stuff, if that was going on, my contract would have already said I was walking out when things didn't go right. So I would have already had something for my time, you know, or whatever. Also, what he said on that message, if y'all heard, the reason why he's so-called cussing me out and calling me a dirty B is because he's claimed that me and my agent told the hotel clerk that I had him there to make me do porn. We never said a such thing. Like, never. She was just listening too hard. And what we said, when y'all see this, what we said is that y'all were scammers and that y'all didn't have this event together and that we should have been smarter about not dealing with you once we heard that y'all ain't really have it together. That's what we said. And so if I'm a dirty B for that, then I guess I'm just a dirty B. But y'all hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. Tell me, which I kind of already know where I went wrong with the entire thing, but tell me what me and Jess could have done differently, other than getting paid. Because like I said, that would have solved all of this. To me, it would have. But what do y'all think? And also, I need some advice. How do I start exposing people without having my followers? Because their platform is nowhere as near as big as mine. That's just the honest God truth. How do I expose people for what they do wrong in business without giving them followers and giving them clout? Because that's the reason why I ain't called their name. I have no fear in my heart for no man. I got a strong team around me. I'm not worried about none of that, but I do not want to give them the time of day. They already got enough of my time and my attention. But I did need to make this video so my gang know what's going on, and also that throughout life, I mean, the horror stories are going to continue, but the good days are what's really important. You know what I'm saying? In other news, I am promoting my song. I am doing performances. I I appreciate how y'all are streaming it and supporting me and giving me your honest feedback, not being haters or whatever. I appreciate all of that. So keep rocking with me. Like, share, comment on the video, and everybody be safe out there.